Greetings, I'm Joey Bro. Welcome back to my channel. You guys have gotten a lot smaller since I last saw you, or maybe I'm a lot bigger. Let's take a look at some new build ideas with these shelves and copper blocks just added to Minecraft. Alright, first we'll start with some simple pieces of furniture. We have sort of a little bench here we could use with the shelf and the trapdoor. Makes a nice little bench. We could do something similar with the slabs, and on top of either of them you could put some carpets for some nice sort of upholstery on your new furniture. So these are some benches. We can also do sort of these high back chairs with these like big arms on them, so you can sit there and settle into your chair. A little wood carpet there. We have sort of a little work desk here. We have a little candlelight and yeah, sort of like this sort of nice rugged wooden desk. Next we have sort of these, I don't know what you call them, shelf unit things, like a combo of different things. You can put your books down here, put books and items up here, and these are just the beehives, but they kind of look like drawers and stuff. They're more decorative than anything. We have sort of this kind of wardrobe thing. We have these little doors. I was trying to challenge myself to use the regular oak instead of just relying on the spruce and then a dark oak, but I think that looks all right with these new shelves on the sides like this. And we have a sort of a spruce variant here, a little bit different. On the back, I put the barrels in reverse, so they kind of function. So you have a sort of functional wardrobe. You can put something in it. The other thing you could fit in here is probably, I don't know, would armor stands fit in here? Possibly. Oh yeah. What do we have here? It is it's two caskets. Yeah, I figure it kind of works. You know, and kind of a open casket here and close it there. So it's one possibility you can do with these new sidings. I was just trying things like kind of watering troughs and things for animals. I know this kind of looks neat. The other thing, a lot of medieval furniture was actually at certain periods of time very colorful. So you could do even things like this. So you have this fancy couch here with bright colors. Example of a chair with similar bright colors. We have the high back for that. We have the sides using the old signs that we used to do on the staircase, but now you can do the back. That's not as tall as a whole door, but yeah, you could sort of do this before with the trapdoors, but now this kind of looks a bit, I don't know, more robust or more filled out. I like it better. Kind of cool. You can do this sort of table thing where you can kind of come up with this sort of structure underneath of how it keeps the table off the ground. The only problem with these type of designs is you can't actually put anything on the table because the trapdoors are actually in the block above, and anything you place on them would be higher. But yeah, it still looks kind of neat. And we have our sort of classic bunk beds, but instead of the trapdoors along the side, I'm going to try it with the shelves. I think I like the shelves better in this scenario. So yeah, bunk beds look good with shelves. What do we have here? I don't know what I was trying here. I was just, oh yeah, I was trying to see how did these things actually look as just straight up shelves. So I have like the back here. Behind is that redstone block. So whenever you right click, you get the whole 9 items from there. Oh, I almost ran into it. Oh yeah, here's sort of my I don't know, a round table with all the chairs around it. Not really round, but a square table. But it's got the shelves to do sort of the base of the table there, but also the sides of these chairs here. So yeah, looking interesting. This is another attempt at shelves, kind of extruded. My biggest problem with shelves is they don't actually look that much like shelves unless they're in use. But they do look really cool in a lot of scenarios. I tried the shelving recessed into the wall like that. That kind of looks all right. Looks a bit more like a shelf. Oh yeah, I was experimenting with like what these meant for like archways. You have this really weird thing with like the dark oak, particularly where like the coloration of the the wood here, but then you have like the, I don't know, what do you call the core wood, the outer wood. They're different shades, but you can get this sort of archway effect here. Oh yeah, I was gonna see how those arches sort of worked on these sort of Tudor style houses. So you have this sort of smooth arch out to the front. And I also tried something kind of interesting with the slope of the roof. Normally you would do, or at least I would do, a block and a staircase, then a block and a staircase. But I tried sort of using these like half slabs. They give sort of a weird pattern down the ends, but they still look give kind of a neat look. I don't know if that's what I'll do for roofs, but it's something that could be done. This I just did like a bed with a foot and a head on it, both the same height, but it makes the whole thing look a bit more robust. I'd like to experiment more with sort of ideas for beds using the new shelf block. All right, and here we have our metal girders. I didn't come up with this idea. I saw this idea online. Different people had posted these type of ideas, and I thought it was pretty cool. The tricky part is you can't actually make them the sides smooth like this in survival mode. So you have the 3 different slots here. You have to use the debug stick, and it's a bit tricky. You have to switch the, let's say if we throw 3 up here, you have to switch the, not the facing powered side. You have to hold shift. You want the side chain centered on all of them. So 2 clicks on that. And then you want to be powered, and again, still holding shift. Then you can get it to be smooth. It's a bit tricky because if you don't do it right, it tends to reset on you. But that way you can get these kind of cool girders. The only downside is you can't really kind of align them with whatever kind of thing you're hooking them on, because they're sort of off to the side. But I don't know, it looks pretty good. You definitely do some stuff with that with construction sites. It's a bit small, but this one here, I was trying to make it look like a garbage bin. We have the lid on top, and then you sort of, you can't really do the wheels underneath or anything like that, but it looks a bit like a garbage bin. It's got some rubbish inside. Sort of a rubbish bin you'd see on the street type of thing. This one's nice and clean. Oh yeah, the new copper fences. I just sort of these iron, or these fences and barbed wire, not to touch the electrical stuff back there. So you can do some cool stuff like that. Nice thing about these bars, they look a bit more weathered than the regular iron bars. This is sort of like the what is this one? The exposed copper bars, or the waxed ones. But I kind of like their color because they fit into a lot of applications. Oh yeah, here's another thing. Tried this truck, did a number of things on it. One, the front grille, I used it for the shelves for the front grill, I should say. I even tried putting the ladders. The other thing you can put in here is the tracks, the minecart tracks as well. Give it a bit more like the vents for the air to come in the engine. I actually sort of built an engine in there on the top here. In the back of this truck, I used the shelves the other way around. Again, you could sort of do this with the trapdoors, but a lot of the trapdoors have the holes in them, so this gives you a bit more option as far as having a sort of a solid thing. You can put stuff in the back of your flatbed here, and I use them for putting the rear brake lights on here as well. So that kind of works. And one of the things you could do with the new shelf blocks is you put your banners in here, and if you put your banners to have the letter patterns that the community has come up with, you can set up signs like this that actually show off things. I have a little hot dog stand here and a little sign on there. So yeah, got my barbecue and stuff, but this is, yeah, the actual thing using the new shelf blocks is up here. I did have to fudge it a little bit. I used the debug stick to make sure these iron bars are not connecting. So this isn't entirely survival friendly, but the sign is completely survival friendly. I should be able to do that. All right, here's the buildings I had in my intro. I took the shelf blocks and I put in the black and yellow banners to make it look like there were lights on and off on the different buildings, and also used the kind of letters in the sign idea. I did the same here. This is sort of the glowing item frame, so you can do different things like that. I have a gas station here. Yeah, I did again use the debug stick here a little bit, but do my gas station. But yeah, but you can make now sort of like a mini city, like you're a giant Godzilla monster walking through, and yeah, you can come up with scenes like this. Kind of a neat application for it. Yeah, when I saw the pale oak shelves, I immediately thought of the quartz blocks, that it would go well with it, and it does. It's not exactly the same sort of shades, but it's very close, and you can easily use it for these kind of railings and stuff like that. So you can come up with some cool, more detailed sort of builds out of the quartz blocks and sort of that combination of blocks. And I couldn't, of course, help but do sort of this Greek style column, and I went kind of the full thing and made sort of like a Greek style sort of temple entrance thing, along with the well, I use the acacia. I really like my acacia, but we use it for that sort of clay tile roof. You could sort of get away with maybe using brick because it's kind of made it of clay, but I don't know, I find the acacia looks better. But yeah, you have your pale oak shelves here to make the base and the to accent the capital here at the top of your pillars. So you can have some cool builds that way. And here I was playing around with the new copper blocks as well, but we have the chains and the lightning rods, and it's almost like the different weatherings of the copper chains can actually look like you have iron chains, and they've become rusted, and so they whatever this horrific contraption is, and been sitting in the water for far too long, and the chains are starting to become rusted. And here I have this little I don't know, sea mine experiment here, where you can have sort of these I don't know, they're a bit large, but they're sort of these pressure sensors or whatever they are. I don't know if they're pressure or collision sensors, but it's like these sea mines that you put underwater and chain to the sea floor. You can have sort of a cool castle door effect here. I can't actually walk through this. You could break out some blocks here and put like a spruce regular door there and make it functional, but oh, kind of looks neat. Have these better castle doors. The other thing I also thought of here, you can make these sort of museum displays with these new blocks. Again, you could have done this before probably with the trapdoors, but it looks pretty cool with this sort of ridges this gives you on these shelves. And you could even have things like I don't know, items related to the things on display in the shelves, because you set them in like that. Yeah, and I tried a few different types of displays here. I'm not sure how much I like this one, or just experimenting. Yeah. And I was playing around with the kind of new copper golems. I used the statue form here, almost like these lanterns sort of guarding this chest, and the new copper lamps here. And I did a sort of a less weathered copper variants here, a chest here, and here I was just sort of trying little random things with the new copper bars, and with the, again, because the copper sort of can match in with the acacia sort of family colors. I don't know what this is. It's sort of just an oddity. Yeah, here we have sort of this, I think we call it an aqueduct or whatever, wooden aqueduct. I've done things like this in the past, but I've used the spruce trapdoors for this, but I kind of like this. It again, a bit more interesting shape, and you have it like used to, I don't know, funnel the water out into, and new trough using the new blocks here. So yeah, you have some more just kind of interesting shapes with the shelf. Again, the shelf looks really cool. It just doesn't look a lot like a shelf to me. And here, I use the shelf blocks to try to round out, I should say, this ship shape here by using the spruce trapdoors and then using the spruce shelves here to kind of, I don't know, make it look a bit more curved out. I don't know how effective it was, but it kind of works there like that. I like it. You have your sail here, your little ship. I haven't built really many ships before, so it's a bit of a experiment for me. Yeah. But it's something you can do to kind of accent out the build. All right, this one I really like. This right here looks an awful lot like inside of a sort of residential or suburban, I should say, backyard, where you have on the outside you have the kind of the vertical slats here on the outside, but in which I use the spruce trapdoor to make that, and on the inside you have the spruce shelves, which have sort of like more horizontal boards nailing it together. So we have a little backyard where your kids play. Every little, I don't know, kids playhouse here, and your little swing, and yeah, a little backyard here. A bit more modern build. In some of my Minecraft worlds, I've often had a billboard, so I tried a little kind of version of a billboard here. The fence posts don't exactly line up with it, but you can kind of get away with it, and you can write down sort of your goals and tasks. You can try different combinations of the colors of wood in that, but I think I kind of like this. You can do similar things with the signs up against, again, the trapdoors again, but the one advantage that the shelves have over the trapdoors is if you accidentally like right click on the trapdoor and open it, the sign will pop off, and so this way that won't happen. If you click on it, the worst you can do is place things in the back, and if the billboard is facing where you normally are, you really won't run into that problem. All right, and I don't know, you have some sort of encampment here. This is you can do this before with the lightning rod, but I just sort of like again this version of the lightning rod, the as exposed, yeah, the exposed lightning rod. Although this being probably an outdoor build, you might have problem with lightning strikes on your wooden structure. So, yeah, whether or not this works on a survival build practically, you'll have to find out. But yeah, somebody's roasting this, I don't know, giant piece of meat on this hook here, or the campfire. Yummy. Tried a little, I don't know, island hut thing. I was trying to almost imagining sort of a thatched roof sort of bound together and then spreading out near the top. Not sure how well it turned out, but I think it was interesting. At least an attempt to see what you could do with this new shelf block. All right, here's the fireplace. So again, the iron bars down here. But the obvious thing is a lot of people did this type of trick, except again using the trap doors. But now you could have your chimney sort of capped with the new shelf blocks. Again, I never used it too much because I didn't care for sort of the wood right next to the stone because it seemed like it was obvious like it was wood, but it's got a nice shape to it and could make some interesting chimneys on your new sort of medieval-ish houses and that type of style. Oh yeah, and I don't know what this was. It's sort of peekaboo. I don't know what nonsense this was. Pressure plates and on different shelf blocks. Yeah, I made a little archery range here. You can stand on the pressure plate and your target comes up and yeah, it appears, and I guess that lets you know you're standing on the appropriate spot, so everything's done fairly. If you go too far off, then I know it goes away. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could, like, if you shoot it, it does something, but right now it doesn't connect anything, and then the piston comes up. Probably something you could do with maybe hooking thing to the back, but I'd have to figure that out. All right, those were some of my build ideas for 1.21.9. If you liked any of them, give a like, and if you want to see more of this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Farewell.